Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the kitchen. You might be able to notice that it is not the usual kitchen. We're actually in an undisclosed secret location celebrating my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's anniversary. It's top secret. I can't tell you we're in Big Bear. So pretend like you don't know that. What we're going to do today, I decided, hello, Richard Herwig, this is particularly for you, sir. You've been asking for cannolis. I did not make the shells from scratch, but we're going to do that in a couple of weeks because I've got the cannoli shell molds coming. You got to order them special. But what we're going to do is make the filling for cannolis. My favorite, hands down, my favorite Italian dessert. I like it better than tiramisu. I like it better than affogato. I love cannolis, and when they're done right, they're fantastic. And I'm going to teach you a filling that I love now, as with most of the recipes we've talked about. This one we've used in my family for a long time, but you can certainly vary it up with the things that you like. But I got a special secret ingredient. Hello, Jan. Nice to see you. So anyway, it's a little bit different this week because this isn't my kitchen. I'm not used to all this stuff, but we're going to make it work. I got some great cannoli shells, and you can make these from scratch. If you're going to do that, you need just flour, butter, an egg yolk, and white wine goes into cannoli shells. That's what gives them an extra little crispy texture to them. Hello, Ellie, good to see you. Yes, your request, that's right. Well, you and Richard were on the same page. Everybody wanted cannoli. So we're going to do cannoli filling today. And I've already made some of this, large part because I'm holding up the anniversary dinner to do this, but it's okay. We're going to get through it. Now, what you're going to need for this, first of all, the filling is always, it starts with good ricotta cheese. So get yourself some good ricotta cheese. This recipe calls for about 16 ounces. To make it a little extra creamy, we add in some mascarpone, so that makes it very nice. You're going to mix in, not a lot. You want to sweeten it, but you don't want it too sweet. So be careful about how much confection sugar you use, but you're going to put that. So what you do is you whip the whipped cream with the confection sugar first. You do that, and separately, you put together your ricotta and your mascarpone, and then we're going to mix them all together. Now, I've added a couple of other things here. There is a little bit of cinnamon. I like putting a little cinnamon in this. So here's the cheese mixture. This is ricotta. What you got here is ricotta and mascarpone and a little bit of powdered sugar. And I've added some cinnamon in there. And of course you can put some orange zest, but in lieu of orange zest, I'm making a little bit more of a cannoli after dark recipe. So in lieu of orange zest, what I like to put in there, a little Grand Marnier. It's okay, it's not much, the kids can still eat it, but there's gonna be a little Grand Marnier in this instead of zesting an orange. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine now the whipped cream and the cheese mixture. So you're gonna get, the cheese is very heavy, you wanna lighten it up with the whipped cream. It is just a cup of whipped cream that you whip with the sugar, and we're gonna put the cheese mixture right into that. Now, one of the things that's important to do is to refrigerate this. So I put the cheese mixture together and then I refrigerated it for about a half hour, but you really want to refrigerate it a little bit longer so that it sets up a little bit for when we're going to fill our cannoli shells. Got some great cannoli shells. Again, you notice the unique texture. That's because there is white wine in that batter. Hello, Herb Ankrum. Good to see you. Herb and I grew up in Charlottesville together. Now, this cannoli shell I did not make. But we can do that recipe. It's a little difficult, but it's fun. But I got this from Frankie's Old World Bakery in Cathedral City on Perez Road. Go see Frankie for all of your pastry needs. He's from the Calabrese part of Italy. He's a great guy. He and his partner do a terrific job. And they also have a great entertainment room in the back of Frankie's. So you got to go see that. Joe Baker frequently plays. He's fun to sing with. Hello, Peter. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to stuff these in just a bit, but I want to combine all my elements. So we've got the cheese mixture, and like I said, 16 ounces of the ricotta, and we're going to put that right in with the sweetened whipped cream that I whipped earlier because that's just not fun to watch on TV. So we're going to mix all that together, and you're going to get a nice consistency out of that. There's still a little, you can still see the powdered sugar in there. One of the things I want to add, just a little bit of vanilla. So we're going to do that. Just a couple of drops. Oh, this is brand new vanilla too. Use the real stuff. Don't go for the cheap imitation extract. Use real vanilla. There we go. Just put a couple of drops. I put about half a tablespoon of cinnamon in there. I might have gone overboard with the cinnamon, but that's okay. I like my cannolis very cinnamony. If you don't, you can leave that out entirely or add a little less. Now, I'm going to add our Grand Marnier. I do this, again, in lieu of orange zest, but you can zest an orange and put that in. It's very traditional to do that. But again, it is all about what you want to make your cannolis taste like. So we're going to put a little of that, maybe a little bit more. Oh, that's nice. We'll have to sample that later. Okay, so I've got the vanilla and a Grand Marnier. We're going to mix that in. And ideally, I would refrigerate this again because it's a little soft. And you want to firm it up before you actually fill the cannoli shells. So once you mix all that together, I'd throw that in the refrigerator for about, I'd say at least an hour, maybe a little bit more. Hello, Mark Glassman. How are you doing? Good to see you. One of the desert's great photographers. He has taken some of the best pictures, including the night that Andrea and I got engaged at the Sinatra tournament. Good to see you. All right, we got that mixed up now. It's not a cannoli unless there's some chocolate chips in there. Sometimes I see this, you can just garnish the ends with the chocolate chips, but I like my chocolate chips in the filling. So we're going to do that. Maybe we're going to do that. All right. Don't do that at home. Use a pair of scissors. We're going to put a few of these in here like that. Oh, that's nice. All right, we're going to stir in our chocolate chips. So you've got the ricotta cheese, the mascarpone cheese. You've got a little cinnamon. You got a little vanilla. You got a little Grand Marnier. And now you got some chocolate chips in there. So that is ready to go. I could stand to put a few more chocolate chips in there. I don't know if you guys can see that well. But this is delicious. It's going to be fantastic. One of the things, the trick to a cannoli, never fill your cannoli shells until you're absolutely ready to serve them. Because the worst thing in the world, you've got these wonderful, incredible pastry shells that have been fried to perfection. They're crispy. It's a really unique recipe. And then you're going to fill them and throw them in your refrigerator until after dinner. They're going to be soggy, and that's terrible. Always fill them just before you're ready to serve them. All right, I'm going to stir in a few more of these chocolate chips. Now, a lot of you probably do some baking at home, and you probably have something like a pastry bag. I don't. So here's a little trick. What you want to do is get a Ziploc bag, and most of you know this trick. Get a Ziploc bag and just cut the corner off of it, and don't make too big of an opening. And then we're going to use that to fill our cannoli shells. There are a lot of folks here. I normally don't do this in front of a live audience, but the whole family's here for the celebration. And of course, no one. Here they are. Well, we had to show you guys. Everybody. All right. That's the happy couple. They're celebrating their anniversary. They're my in-laws. There's my wife. So there's everybody at our secret Big Bear location. So, but they're here and they're making me nervous, and no one wants to help me either. All right, so we're just going to put a little bit of that in there. Be careful, I've already cut the corner off. All right, so now we've got the bag filled just like that. I'll come over here so you guys can see this. Hold on a second. Tilt down a little bit. Hi, Josie. All right, so there you go. You got the little corner cut off, and you just squeeze it right into the cannoli like that. You go on both sides. You do that, and voila, that cannoli is ready to go. And isn't that beautiful? And if you want to make it fancy, you can, I'm just going to put these right on the counter. I'll clean up later, don't worry. You do that, and then you do that, and you get some chocolate chips on the end of your cannoli like that. And again, stuff these. Hello, Joe DeShiel. Joe DeShiel from Roanoke, Virginia. Stuff these just before you're ready to serve them, and they're going to be fantastic. You don't want the shells to get soggy. And again, you can do a lot of different things. If you don't like the chocolate chips in the filling, leave them out. If you want to put a nice maraschino cherry on the end instead, you can do that. And then you garnish with a little bit of the powdered sugar. Just dust them when you're ready to serve the whole plate. Take them out, and the family is going to thank you for this delicious Italian dessert. Let's try it. That's perfect. I know. Cannolis before dinner. What?
Exactly.
Who does that? I do that. It's delicious. You guys will try it. I'll post the recipe a little bit later on, but it's real easy, and then we'll make the shell sometime in the next couple of weeks. So coming to you live from Big Bear, that's the show in the kitchen. Cannolis, they're delicious. Have a great evening.